Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target of 13 times there.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome everyone to today's cryptocurrency price prediction and technical analysis live stream. Bitcoin, it is for the past, let's just say few hours, dumping towards downside, getting a rejection from a very important area of resistance. We definitely talked about this exact level for, let's just say, a few days. We hit the level and we right now are getting quite a significant rejection back towards downside. And on today's crypto live stream, I am definitely going to show you where is going to be the first very important area of support. It does align also beautifully with a golden Fibonacci ratio and also with another very nice level. Additionally, today, we are going to talk about a very interesting pattern that right now might be forming on a higher term time frame. I'm also going to show you the exact price targets and also the Elliott waves within this specific pattern. But also, we need to talk about another brand new long trading setup, because what if a nice support level, maybe even in the upcoming hours, is going to get hit? We of course could potentially fire another long or buy trade. Before I start today's live stream, I just want to welcome everyone on the live stream right here. Of course, it does look like a lot of you have already joined right here. So, of course, everyone that is right now joining, welcome back and sit back, relax and enjoy the show. I'm really going to try today and explain everything that potentially could happen with Bitcoin in the upcoming days, or let's just say in the upcoming week. With it being said, let me close the chat for a moment. I'm going to minimize everyone. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see the chat, but I really want to focus right now directly on the Bitcoin price. And maybe first of all, we should actually admire what is happening with the price itself. We got a beautiful push up hitting the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement, and if you're maybe in my free VIP Discord server, or also if you watched yesterday's video, you probably know about the trading idea I talked about, because right now, I'm not even joking, bro, it is playing out almost exactly as predicted. We said potentially we are looking for another push towards the upside, simply because, of course, also right here in my free VIP server, I simply said, good morning team, we are getting some bullish absorption on Bitcoin. This could mean we get another slight push up before a potential rejection. So what happened then? We got a push towards the upside, Bitcoin hit the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level, and since then, we are getting an exact rejection back down. Maybe some of you are going to say, bro, how were you able to predict this exact move? The thing is, I don't know what is going to happen next. And also, for you to make money in the market, you don't have to know what happens next. The only thing you need to know is at what level you are potentially looking to fire a short or a sell trade, or simply at what level we are looking for a long or a buy trade. And we identified a very important level. We identified that potentially we can still be expecting another push towards the upside because of the bullish divergence right here, because of the bullish absorption. We knew exactly where we are looking for a short trade, and the rest is history. This short right here, I showed it to you in yesterday's video, is right now literally playing out exactly as predicted. If you fired the short, I mean, you probably shorted the exact high. I actually entered, if you're going to go right here, I posted this screenshot earlier today. My average entry right now is approximately 73,537. So it was a very nice short trade, almost exactly at the top right here. And later, I'm going to show you a very nice level where I'm definitely going to take at least some profit off the table, because it is going to be a beautiful one. So what we did right here, push toward the upside, we hit our 0.76 Fibonacci retracement level. Additionally, we simply said that this area is going to be a very important one because we do have right here our previous high. And Bitcoin, I mean, those liquidity levels, if you're trading almost only liquidity levels, you can be making some very nice gains, especially for the past few days right here. So, for example, right here, push toward the upside, liquidity grab above the high, dump it back down. Also, on the push towards the upside again, taking the high right here, another rejection back down. On this rejection, I mean, nothing crazy happened. We took the liquidity, small push down, but nevertheless, also right here, we knew 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level is going to get hit. Again, liquidity level right here, and that is why we are right now experiencing a major rejection back towards downside. But not only that, this area, a lot of different things actually aligned. And when you go right now and remove the Fibonacci, we were talking about, if you remember from our yesterday's video, you know, we were connecting our higher highs, we were connecting our higher lows, looking for some kind of a rising wedge. People get bullish exactly the top. Maybe some of them were even entering brand new long or buy positions. I know this area right here is not the level for us to look for a long, only a potential short. And again, right now we are getting a breakdown out of our rising wedge pattern. And also one thing I want to mention. When I'm trading the patterns, usually I do not trade the breakdown or the breakout. What does it mean? I am not going to fire a short position once potentially we are going to start breaking towards downside. Once the support level right here, once the pattern breaks, in my opinion, you're already kind of late to the party. And that is why usually you want to fire at the area of resistance. So right here we knew top of the rising wedge pattern, we knew major area of resistance, but also we knew, I mean, remember for the past few days, we have been talking about a major trendline area of resistance on the daily time frame. And what we said only a few days ago right now played out almost exactly. I said to you, potentially we might be expecting some kind of a fake out above the level. And of course, if we get a fake out, guess what majority of people right here are going to be doing? Probably they are going to fire another long position directly on some kind of a fake out. So because of that, not only we hit the level, we trapped a lot of people entering long positions. We grabbed the liquidity above the high, but of course also, we were looking at this Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Let me zoom out a little bit on the 1 week time frame, because you probably remember from yesterday's video where I was talking to you about that we do have a major liquidations cluster exactly above the high. So again, everything aligned beautifully. Major liquidations cluster was hit right here. A lot of people were liquidated, and also not only we liquidated people that were holding short positions, we wrecked them before we got a push down. So remember how the market works. Before we get any major reversals, we want to shake out the weekends. We want to shake out as much people as possible, and only then we do get a reversal back down. So once we hit this major liquidation cluster, I simply knew we wrecked a lot of short trades before a major push down. We trapped a lot of long positions on some kind of the breakout. Then of course we got a push down, but of course also we were trading at a major area of resistance. Everything aligned, and right now, also, of course, if you're going to pay attention to what has been happening with the liquidations, I mean, look at this, bro. I mean, we got a push down right here, and we got a significant liquidation spike. So the market right now is literally liquidating every single normal, let's just say, retail traders that are simply trading some kind of breakouts right here, that are being bullish at resistance, that are being bearish at the area of support. So on the move up right here, liquidate people holding short positions. Right now on the move down, liquidate people holding long or buy positions. But of course, if you have been following my technical analysis, at least I would say for the past few days, you probably know that we were very much interested firing another 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 short position directly at the area of resistance, and right now our prediction right here is playing out beautifully. So probably right now you're wondering, bro, what do you expect is going to happen with Bitcoin next? To be honest, I don't really care right now anymore about the specific rising wedge pattern. I'm going to remove everything. We hit beautifully this level, but to be honest, of course, if we go right up back higher, I'm not going to fire any trades off of this level, so we could potentially also remove this one. But again, very, very simply, what we can right now say, Bitcoin is back in our horizontal range. Sure, we got a very slight deviation from the top of our range, right now getting a rejection back down, and the bottom of the range on Bitcoin, it is going to come in slightly lower from the area where we are at approximately $70,400 US. And yes, this area right here, it is going to be my next take profit of my short trade. Why so, you may ask? Not only because it's the bottom of the range. I mean, to be honest, I don't really care that much about the range. The most important level I do care about right here, it is going to be, maybe you guessed it, maybe not, a liquidity level exactly below our recent low. You might be asking why this low right here is such an important one. And I would say, look right now what was happening already only a few days ago at this specific area. We got a push toward the upside, Bitcoin got a push down, and with this push down right here, we definitely did not take the recent low. You can go right here on the Bybit chart. I'm quite sure it also happened on the Coinbase chart. Yes, it was a low right here, but then suddenly we formed some kind of a higher low. So that means that with this push down, we haven't taken the liquidity below the low. And that is why not only there is one liquidity level right here, we do have another one exactly below this low right here. So that is why a very important liquidity level on Bitcoin is right now coming in exactly at this specific area at approximately $70,400 US. Sure, at least right now we are at some kind of a key level already, because yes, if you go right now back on the 30-minute time frame, if we go right now back with our range, you are going to see that measuring it with our fixed range volume profile, we are trading approximately at the value area low. I mean, technically speaking, it is a key level. Value area low, beautiful support level. But the thing is, at this level right now where we are, it's only the value area low. Nothing major, right? So because of that, ideally, if we are looking right now for another rotation back up, we should, of course, take some liquidity below the recent low, get at least some kind of a very slight deviation from our area of support, from the bottom of the range. Similarly, as we got right here, or maybe even right here, slight deviation of the range, get even more people, again, bearish, and then get a reversal back towards the upside. So right now, my next take profit on Bitcoin is simply going to be the liquidity level below our recent low. And why so also? Not only because it's the bottom of the range, not only because it's the liquidity level. Let's go right now slightly deeper. We are going to go with the Fibonacci retracement, right? Usually, the most important level, it is going to be the golden Fibonacci ratio, right? So we go right here from the low, we go towards the high, and we are going to apply the golden Fibonacci ratio on our chart. It doesn't align perfectly with our liquidity level right here, but definitely it comes in at approximately $70,000 US. Now, let me show you exactly another level that aligns beautifully with our golden Fibonacci ratio. And it's actually going to be the CME gap. So you can actually see right here, only, pretty much 7 days ago, when the CME futures chart got in open, of course, we already got a major push up. And because of that, we have not been able to close the gap right here at 70,000, or let's just say $69,900 US. We do have right now a CME gap. So what is, in my opinion, right now quite a high probability on Bitcoin for the next couple of days? Because also the CME futures chart closed right now at 73,630. This right here could mean Bitcoin is going to get a push toward the upside very, very soon. But to be honest right now, before any reversals, I would like to get at least another push down, we go towards our liquidity level, we hit our golden Fibonacci ratio, we fill our semi gap right here at approximately 69,900, and only then potentially we do get right here a reversal back towards the upside. So right now I'm going to show you exactly one scenario I'm paying attention to. I'm not saying it is going to play out. Again, I do not have a crystal ball. All I know is at what level we might be looking for a long trade. If we are wrong, stop loss below the low, we could get stopped out, Bitcoin continues lower. But the thing is, what we could be looking for it here, push towards the upside, fill the semi gap, and then simply continue massively towards the upside above our recent high, probably then also above this specific high at approximately 76,000 US dollar area, right? But the thing is, we need to pay attention to what is going to happen right here. I really don't want to blindly long at this specific area because also slightly lower, there is going to be another semi gap. We have been looking at this semi gap also for, let's just say, the past few weeks. This one was formed on 6th of April, so 14 days ago, we formed also, of course, another semi gap that, at least as right now, is still not filled. That simply means if there is going to be no reaction at our golden Fibonacci ratio, probably Bitcoin in this scenario is going to go even lower and hit this specific support level. And yes, later in the video, I am going to show you why this specific area, it is a beautiful one, also a very important level, because in this scenario, Bitcoin might be forming another pattern. But again, more about this slide later. Now, I want to show you the importance of not only the golden Fibonacci ratio right here, but the importance of another golden pocket that is going to land literally exactly right here. So what we can write and do, let me remove this one. Let me remove the liquidity level. I am going to, actually no, let me also remove this specific golden Fibonacci ratio for now from the chart. And we are going to go with Fibonacci again from the support level right here, actually from the recent low back towards the high. And you can right now see that Bitcoin does have another golden Fibonacci ratio at approximately 68,000 US dollar area. So again, the golden Fibonacci ratio, almost exactly at this specific area, I mean, very, very similarly, it does align with the liquidity level right here. But also, we are going to go on the 4-hourly, measuring the entire bottom price action with the volume. And what you can right now see, the point of control on Bitcoin is coming in the biggest volume cluster that, historically speaking, it actually has been beautifully respected. So you can see right here, resistance on Bitcoin, perfect support level right here, some kind of an area of resistance, area of support. And right now, again, this golden Fibonacci ratio, it is aligning beautifully with the point of control or the biggest volume cluster of the entire bottom price action. Additionally, liquidity level is also going to be right here, but also in this scenario, if we are going to go towards our golden Fibonacci ratio, again, what is going to happen? Bitcoin is probably going to then fill our semi gap that is going to be slightly lower. So again, I am looking for Bitcoin to get some kind of a bounce. The only question is if we are going to get a bounce slightly earlier, approximately from this area or approximately from this specific golden Fibonacci ratio. Now, to be honest, what probably could potentially happen is that Bitcoin right here gets a bounce first, a very small bounce right here, and only then does get another bigger push towards downside. And yes, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to be paying attention to right here if potentially you are looking to fire another long or a buy trade. But more about the trading setups slightly later. I'm just saying to you that the first support level is going to be below the recent low, the liquidity level, the golden Fibonacci ratio, 70,000 US dollar area, aligning beautifully with the first semi gap right here. But then if we go lower, the next one is then simply going to be another golden pocket, another point of control, and another liquidity level. Now, one could potentially right to say to me, bro, if you go with the anchored VWAPs, you anchor one exactly at this specific low, you anchor one exactly at this low, and you anchor one exactly at this low. It does look like that a lot of those anchored VWAPs are coming in at approximately 69,000 US dollars. Now, in my opinion, this area right here is not really going to be that of an important one. I would say the lower golden Fibonacci ratio or the higher golden Fibonacci ratio right here are going to be much more important levels versus all of those three anchored VWAPs combined together at approximately 69k. Why so? Because usually, if we are looking for some kind of a bigger reversal, usually you want to take as much liquidity as possible. And right now, at least, the first liquidity level is right here, the second liquidity level is right here, and here in between is pretty much nothing major. So sure, there are going to be anchored VWAPs, but in my opinion, if Bitcoin right here does go lower, below our recent low, the next level that I'm going to be aware of is going to be the lower golden Fibonacci ratio at approximately 68,000 US dollars. And this specific area right here is also not going to be a random level, because we might be looking towards some kind of a triangle. What I'm going to do right here, let me remove for now the anchored VWAPs. I'm going to leave the golden Fibonacci ratio, but I'm still going to hide it for a moment. And we are simply going to go and try and identify a pattern right here. Let me go maybe on the 12-hourly time frame. This one could be a nice one, okay? And I'm going to right now very, very simply connect our higher lows with a trend line area of support. Also, what we can do, connect our lower highs with a trend line area of resistance. And you can probably right now already see where I'm going with this. Bitcoin could be right here forming some kind of a symmetrical triangle. Now, with the triangle here, you could potentially talk about a bearish elite wave count, which is this going to be right here, A, B, C, D, E elite wave, and after the E1 is finished, we might be looking right here for a breakdown. So how is this one going to look like? We are going to go here with the elite triangle wave. We can say we got right here an A wave, B wave, C wave. We are right now in a formation with the D elite wave, and after this one is finished, we could be looking for the E elite wave, and after this one, we could be looking for a major break back towards downside. And the D elite wave right here could potentially come in almost exactly at our golden Fibonacci ratio. So that is why I'm telling to you, if we are going to hit this specific golden Fibonacci ratio, for sure, of course, also, we might be looking to fire another long or a buy trade. But again, we trade from level to level, and that is why I'm already right on telling to you, the first level is going to be 70,400. The second level then is going to be the lower golden Fibonacci ratio, which could also be the D elite wave of our symmetrical triangle. So what is right now going to be a potential target of the triangle if, of course, right now Bitcoin is even going to complete it in the upcoming days? So what we can do, we go with the trend line, we go and measure the entire triangle with the opening of the triangle with the trend line, and we are going to put this one on the potential breakdown, let's just say around this area. The target is going to be $57,000, and you probably right now remember exactly why this area is an important one. Let me apply also the high-term time frame levels on the chart, and you can now see literally perfect alignment. Two daily levels, the weekly level is going to be slightly lower, aligning beautifully also with the price target of our symmetrical triangle. So it really does look like if Bitcoin does go lower, we are going to be trading at some very important levels. A major target is going to be hit, so definitely pay attention directly towards this specific area. If Bitcoin, first of all, of course, this finish the triangle, we finish the D and also the E elite wave, and then we go lower. But yeah, right now, let's see what happens next. Personally, as I said before to you, I am holding a brand new short or a sell trade from approximately 73,500. Literally, we shorted the exact high. And now, of course, in the upcoming hours, in the upcoming days, let's just say, we are going to see if Bitcoin potentially, first of all, can get another push down, take even more liquidity, maybe even feel our first semi gap at approximately 69,800, and then potentially do get right here a bigger reversal back towards the upside. Now, also, let me go with the money flow indicator on the daily time frame, because this one, to be honest right now, it is being slightly more bearish when we are zooming out. Let me first of all remove some of the levels here, because I do think we have slightly too much stuff on the chart. I am going to remove this one. Let me also remove the Fibonacci, and also let me remove the triangle. Let me go on the daily time from here, because you're going to see that the money flow indicator went in the overbought area. To be honest, I was not really expecting this to happen, and you can see that the few last times we were in the overbought, for example right here, it was the all-time high on Bitcoin, we got a major dump. Right here overbought, we got also quite a big dump. Right here, overbought area, we also got right here quite a significant push down. So being in the overbought area on the money flow indicator, historically speaking, clearly you can right now see it is not really going to be the biggest bullish Bitcoin indication. Clearly, it is going to be some kind of a bearish indication. And this is something right here that actually does worry me. Why potentially we could go even lower, maybe even below our golden Fibonacci ratio. But maybe right now the question from you is going to be, bro, why don't you say, if you're right now saying to us we are overbought on the daily, on the money flow, that Bitcoin is right here going to get a major push down? Again, I need to be completely honest with you. I do not have a crystal ball. All I know are the next levels that we can potentially trade. So I know exactly where my next take profit is going to be. I know exactly where I'm looking to enter another short or sell trade, which of course was the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level. The thing is, I did not know that we are going to get a rejection right here. That is why you need to have proper risk management, stop loss placement, proper position size, proper take profit area. But right now, if this right here on the money flow, it is going to play out, clearly we could be expecting right here a major push towards the downside. Now, on the other hand, what if we go on the 4-hourly? Not only with the money flow, you can go with the MACD and also with the RSI indicator, where we are right now going to see a completely different story. Lower low on the MACD, lower low on the RSI, higher low on Bitcoin. And this right here is actually a hidden bullish divergence. On the 2-hour time frame, very, very similar story. Lower lows are being formed on the money flow indicator, lower lows on the MACD, lower lows on the RSI, but higher lows on the Bitcoin chart itself. So in comparison to the daily on the money flow, we are getting right here major bullish Bitcoin indications. That is why, to be honest right now, if the MACD and also the RSI, and also if you look like that money flow on the 2-hourly and the 4-hourly time frame are still being slightly more bullish, I also wouldn't really be that bearish on Bitcoin, and I would actually say, simply, if our support level on Bitcoin is going to get hit, we could potentially look to fire another long or a buy trade. And let me now show you what is going to be the first local level I'm going to be aware of if Bitcoin right here does get another push up. So we right now know the first target, if lower, it is going to be our liquidity level. Ideally, of course, as we said before, we hit the golden Fibonacci ratio for us to also fill the semi gap at approximately 69,000, 70,000 US dollar area. But nevertheless, this right here is our liquidity level. What is the first liquidity level if Bitcoin does go higher? We need to zoom out here on the 30-minute time frame, and I'm going to show you only this level. This right here is going to be the first liquidity level. I'm going to be paying attention to Bitcoin if potentially right now we are going to get another rotation back towards the upside. And also, by the way, this liquidity level is not a random one. We can simply go with the anchored VWAP. We are going to anchor it exactly at this high, and what you can right now see, literally perfect alignment with the liquidity level and also the anchored VWAP. So this area right now, it is going to be the first resistance on Bitcoin you should really be paying attention to. Let me see if it does potentially align with another volume level here. I mean, the point of control, it is going to be slightly higher, but it does look like it is going to be quite similar to our liquidity level and also to our anchored VWAP. So I would definitely say first resistance I'm paying attention to if Bitcoin right now does get a push up is simply going to be the area of approximately 72,000 US dollars. But again, if I'm right now looking for the next trade, I would simply say like that. At the area of resistance, potential short trade. At the area of support, potential long trade. And to be honest right now, the easiest trade I do see right now on the chart is going to be a long position at our liquidity level, or very, very simply, a long position at the bottom of the range. Remember, trade the range until it actually breaks. I'm not saying the range is not going to get broken back down, because unfortunately, again, I don't have a crystal ball. But the thing is, I do know that this specific zone right here is going to be a beautiful first, very important zone of support we should be paying attention to because of the golden pocket, because of the semi gap, and also right here because of the liquidity level. So right here, what you need to be paying attention to, if Bitcoin does get a push up, simply pay attention if we are going to get some kind of a reaction back up and the acceptance back in the range. If this is the thing, bullish indication of Bitcoin, potentially look to fire a long trade, stop loss below the recent low, looking for another rotation back towards the upside. The first take profit, of course, can definitely be the liquidity level right here, the anchored VWAP, and also the point of control. Again, if we go higher, we might even be looking for another higher high in the upcoming days. But a very simple trade to be offered to us potentially. Again, if there is a reaction back up, we know the level, we know the stop loss, we know where we are going to be wrong if Bitcoin does go lower, because if we do go lower right here, as we said before, the next target is then going to be a lower golden Fibonacci ratio that is going to land below this specific low at approximately 68,000 US dollar area. That is right now why I would appreciate if you smash up the like button on today's crypto live stream, subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you want to trade with us, take advantage of the free bonuses with the link right here on Bitunics. You're going to get some beautiful rewards. You register, you deposit, and also you're going to get some beautiful rewards when you're going to start trading. So if you're looking for brand new trades, take advantage of the free bonuses. Also, by the way, you can join my free VIP Discord server with this specific link. Now, let me look at the chat a little bit, and then I still want to talk about the exponential moving averages. We need to look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map right here, and also I definitely still want to show you exactly what is happening on the Ehler stochastic CG oscillator. But let me right now go with the chat, because I'm quite curious what you potentially think about this exact prediction. And of course, also, have you maybe even been able to go with a short trade exactly at the area of resistance, exactly as of course I was talking about for the past few days? What about something like an ABC, like I just posted in Discord? Let me see exactly what you have in mind here. Okay, what about something like this? ABC correction. I would actually say this right here, it is a valid LTF count. So if we go right here higher, we are targeting the area of $80,000. I would say this LTF count right here could definitely be a valid one. Potentially, we could adjust it slightly. For example, we go on the daily. We could potentially say, let me remove some of the stuff from the chart. Let me go like this. I just want to have a very clean chart. That is why I'm usually literally removing everything here. Let me also remove this one. I would say potentially, instead of your ABC, we could say something like this. We got right here an A elite wave, because right here you can see A, B, C. Also right here, A, B, and C for our B elite wave. And right now we might be forming right here the C elite wave. If this right here is right now true, let me go with the Fibonacci extension from the low here, back towards the high, back towards the low. And we are going to go with the 1-to-1. Bro, I mean, this right here, look at this. The 1-to-1 extension right here aligns exactly with the daily high-term time frame area of resistance. So I would say something like this, potentially it is right now being formed on Bitcoin. I mean, if this one is right now playing out, definitely looking for long positions at the support level does make quite a lot of sense. So I would agree with you, this LTF count potentially could be a valid one. Very, very nice. And thank you very much for sharing this, Skippy. Very nice. Okay, let me go with the chat again. Let's see. Ideas on altcoin season. I mean, to be honest, I don't really think an altcoin season is going to start anytime soon. I do think, especially if Bitcoin does go lower, the altcoins are going to bleed even more. That is why, in terms of the altcoin season, once Bitcoin bottoms, sure, we could talk about the altcoin season, but at least right now for the next few months, I don't think there is going to be an altcoin season starting. You showed triangle, but then again, looking for new high. Isn't it contradictory? I would say it is. Definitely, I would 100% agree with you what you said right here. Looking for a triangle, but then saying to you that an ABC correction could be playing out. Again, as I said before to you, I don't know which scenario is going to play out, but I do know at what level I'm looking for a buy. So, what could it mean? It could mean also that if we do have right here some kind of a triangle, something like this, right? This could mean we are looking for a long position at the bottom of the triangle, okay, which means looking for a long position. And then Bitcoin, for example, we start taking the profits at the top of the triangle here, but then Bitcoin decides we don't get a rejection, we continue higher. I mean, do you think that we are not going to be making even more money with our long trade? Again, I don't unfortunately have a crystal ball, but I do know where I'm looking for a long trade, where I'm going to be wrong on the idea, and where I'm going to be paying myself. If I, for example, right here see Bitcoin getting a major pump right here with major volume, I'm not going to say to you that we are expecting a rejection because of the triangle. Sure, the triangle, and also, of course, I think you can agree with me, the price action is saying to us, potentially a triangle could be forming. A, B, C, D, E, L need wave here, then of course a break towards downside. But on the other hand, what if we pump here and break the resistance? I don't know what is going to be happening at this specific area. However, I do know I'm going to be looking for a long right here, and also potentially another long position slightly earlier at this specific golden Fibonacci ratio. So I definitely do see where you're coming from, but the thing is, doesn't really matter up, down, left, right. I know that, of course, at the golden Fibonacci ratio, we might be looking right here for another long or buy trade with a very simple, very easy invalidation level below the recent low. Bro, I shorted and in good profit. Thank you, Hyper. You are welcome. Of course, I would say that if you followed the prediction that I made, probably a lot of you right now are being in a very nice profit. Remember, always manage your risk. Set your stop loss, proper position size, but I definitely would agree with you that the trade that we are right now in, the major short trade right here, it is quite a nice one. So definitely we nailed the prediction right here. We shorted literally the exact high, which is quite nice, of course. Hello, Bitcoin touched the 70,500 and it's struggling in the 71,100 zone. Do you think it's going to go down to the 68, 69,000 before it bounces to the 72,000 zone to decide its way? Very good question. So you're right now asking me if I do think we bounce right now where we are, or if we are going to first go lower and then get a bounce towards the upside. Quite a hard prediction to make. You can clearly right now see we are at the daily and also at the value area low, but pretty much what I said before. Ideally, I would like to get the liquidity to be taken first. That being said, we go lower first, and then we potentially get a rotation back towards the upside. That is, in my opinion, an ideal scenario. What happens first? Unfortunately, I don't know. But again, ideally, in my opinion, we get a push down here and then a rotation back up. Let me actually see what is right now happening with the order flow. Let me refresh the website. Let's see what other people are right now doing in the market. So yeah, what we are getting right now, it is slightly more bearish. So I would say higher probability, first push down and then it bounce towards the upside. You might be asking, bro, how did you right now know that looking at the order flow? Very, very simple. Lower high on the price action, higher high or a very similar high on the CVD indicator. So this right here is right now showing to me people are longing Bitcoin, but they're not really able to make a higher high. So what is happening right now? Bearish absorption, very, very similarly or completely opposite what we got yesterday before another major push up right here. This was a bullish absorption. What is happening right now is a bearish absorption. That is why potentially push down first, then we look for a reaction right here if Bitcoin is going to be able to get some kind of a rotation back towards the upside afterwards. Very good question, by the way. Let's see. Could you look at my earlier question? Let's see. Okay, can you check the daily or 4-hourly FRVP? The recent low should be our bigger value area high level. It looks like a bullish divergence into the value high, which could give us the go ahead to the 80,000 semi gap. So I think you're talking about the bigger value area high. I know almost exactly what you're talking about because I was looking at this exact volume level already before. So a very nice, very nice that you actually said this. Let me go with the value area high. I think you're talking about this one, right? I mean, if you look like that, it is right now being slightly broken down. I would say because it's the value area high, it's more of a zone. I wouldn't be targeting this level exactly to the dollar accuracy. But I would say first we go with the liquidity level, then we go from there. Actually, tomorrow in the video, I am going to talk about another very important theory when we go with our volume indicator right here. But at least for now, I would say lower targets, in my opinion, at least in the upcoming hours, are slightly more likely, at least our liquidity level. And then, of course, we see if we get a reaction back up. If not, of course, a bigger push down is going to be next. We are in quite a good scenario right now with our major short position, shorting the exact high. But yeah, first, I do think this liquidity level, it is going to be the next very important one. That is why, yeah, it is simply going to be my next target if Bitcoin right now does continue even lower. So yeah. Let's see. Check Discord real quick. Gee, Pablo. Okay, let's see this one. Let's see Bitcoin chat. What about the daily RSI level at exact level as where we rejected every time? Also stochastic RSI and trendline rejection, bear market trendline, and we simply go to a new leg lower from here. Only thing concerning is the 73,000 semi gap. This too. Okay, resistance, support level. Okay, wait. You're talking about the RSI here, so you don't have the RSI on the chart, it looks like. What about the daily RSI level at the exact level as where we rejected every time? So let me check out the RSI indicator on the daily time frame, and let's see how this one looks like. Okay, so I think I know what you're talking about. I was also looking at this before, and I was if we go higher here, for example, it can also be a hidden bearish divergence, but to be honest, I don't really think this is going to be a major red flag. I would say a bigger red flag, talking about the indicators, it is going to be this one on the weekly. So this one, clearly you can see, slight higher high, but a lower high on Bitcoin. So what we are getting right now on the RSI, it is already going to be a hidden bearish divergence, but also this one right now being in the overbought area. So if Bitcoin does right now get a bigger rejection back down, definitely the RSI on the daily, it is of course also going to beautifully play out, similarly as we got the last time with this major push down. But I would still say, like, looking at the RSI right now, I wouldn't really say that we are looking for a major push down. That is why, again, I do trade from level to level, especially because the next support level, this liquidity level, aligning with the golden pocket, aligning with the semi gap, both of, I mean, three levels right here are going to be a beautiful support level. So that is why, sure, we can break it down, but definitely, in my opinion, the first support level you should be aware of, approximately this specific area, and also because if you go right now, with the exponential moving averages, 1 hourly, we are in an uptrend. 2 hourly, we are in an uptrend. 4 hourly, we are also in an uptrend. And that is simply why, again, sure, we can break the support level. Sure, I am going to take some profits out of my short trade. But if we go lower, again, we are going to be even in an even bigger profit on our short trade right here. But I wouldn't really say that looking right now at the RSI, we are already right now expecting a major push down. Of course, if we break the support level, the next one is going to be much deeper. But yeah, so far, we trade from level to level, and the first one is going to be below our liquidity level. Now, additionally, let me also go with the Bitcoin liquidation heat map right here. Let me refresh the website for us to have the latest data. And we are going to go on the 3-day time frame. Because the 3-day time frame, it is actually showing quite an interesting picture. The biggest liquidations here are going to be above the recent high, which is something very, very interesting, to be honest. Sure, we still do have some of them below those lows right here. That is why I'm also going to I'm telling to you, ideally first another push down, only then potentially another push towards the upside, towards our recent high. But yeah, 3-day time frame, biggest liquidations above the recent highs. On the other hand, let me zoom out on the 2-week. So this one is showing a completely different picture, and it's being very, very bearish. Similarly, as Pavle is right now saying, the RSI being at also a very important area, and also the Adler stochastic is right now also being very much bearish. And also the 2-week time frame right here, it is being even more bearish. Biggest liquidations are going to be below the recent lows at approximately $65,550 where over 241 million of long trades are going to get liquidated. So this right here is actually a major red flag. So if you look like that, 2-week time frame being bearish, also with the Adler stochastic, and also if you look like that, the RSI on the weekly are being right now definitely slightly more bearish. So sure, we could right here also get a bigger push down. Don't get me wrong, we could still get right here a major push down if there is going to be no reaction at this specific area. But I'm not going to say to you target immediately lower, because the gold pocket, the liquidity level, we are still right here if you look like that in the range. And if we do get right here a reaction back towards the upside, we can still look to fire another long carry buy trade. If there is no reaction, sure, we are looking for lower. But yeah, very simple rule that we can right now follow. If there is no reaction, looking for lower. If reaction, potential long or a buy trade. Additionally, right now, let me go with Ethereum here. Because Ethereum does have literally a very similar setup to Bitcoin. We got right here, beautiful push towards the upside. Unfortunately, we were in our previous live stream paying attention to this specific area on Ethereum. But clearly, it did not play out. Ethereum has never hit this lower liquidity levels, so I'm going to remove them. But now, what I'm going to do? Let me go here on the let me go here back on the 4-hourly actually, because we can talk about a liquidity level very similarly to Bitcoin below this low right here. And also on Ethereum, we can go from the low here back towards the high. Golden Fibonacci ratio, liquidity level, very, very similar area to what is right now happening also on the Bitcoin chart itself. I do think also we can go with the anchored VWAP. Let me see. If we go, for example, from this low, yeah, this anchored VWAP, it is coming in slightly below our golden Fibonacci ratio. So I would literally right now say to you exactly the same thing as on Bitcoin. If we go lower, if we start taking the liquidity below the low, hit the golden pocket, maybe even hit the anchored VWAP, pay attention to the reaction. If there is a reaction, we might be looking right here for another long or a buy trade, stop below the support level, looking potentially right here for a bigger rotation back towards the upside. Also right now on XRP, we are already taking the liquidity below the recent low. So XRP is right now, in my opinion at least, looking the most bullish out of them all, out of Bitcoin and also on Ethereum. But one thing I would do here on XRP, if we go lower from the high, we can go actually right here like this, from the high to the low, back towards the high. The one-to-one in this scenario, it is going to be 1.29 US dollars. It is going to be quite a deep level, to be honest. So, I mean, now looking at this, actually, this one-to-one, it's not the best level to target because it is going to be quite a big drop in comparison to Bitcoin and also in comparison to Ethereum. So I would say like that. If you're right now looking for long trades on XRP, looking for a buy trade right now already could potentially be a good idea, or an even better one, in my opinion. Wait for Bitcoin to go potentially below the liquidity level, wait for Bitcoin to get potentially some kind of a reaction back up, and only then enter potentially, of course, a long trade right here on the XRP chart as well. One thing I'm going to do here on the 4-hourly for XRP, let me measure, let's see, let me measure the entire price action. We are at the value area though. Yeah, so XRP is right now already trading at a very nice level. The only concern that I do have here is that potentially we can do something like this. Another push down, another liquidity grab, and then a rotation back towards the upside. Definitely a possibility that could happen here. Also, what if we measure only this price action here? We then have the value. Yeah, I would say this value area right here, it is a very nice one, especially if Bitcoin does get a push down and then a reaction back up. This area, 1.31 US dollars, it is going to be a nice one. So if we go right here lower, this area on XRP and also on Ethereum, the golden Fibonacci ratio, the liquidity level, and the anchored VWAP, but also, of course, right here on Bitcoin, pay attention to this level. If there is a reaction back up, definitely happy days for Bitcoin. Let's look for higher. If not, we are definitely still holding right here our very nice short trades. Let me check the chat again. Let's see. Okay, we talked about XRP. How high does Bitcoin needs to go to invalidate the bear market before sub 60,000 invalidated? I mean, to be honest, very hard to say. I would say that even if we go right now higher to, let's just say, 80,000 US dollars, and the price action is going to look very, very choppy, I would say the bear market is not really invalidated. So, very hard question, to be honest. And I haven't really talked about, I haven't really thought about this. But if we go right now, I mean, I would say like that. If we get right now even a push up, let's just say above the highs here, we hit maybe even our bigger high-term time frame areas of resistances, and the volume is looking low, it's probably just going to be a bigger ABC correction, which means A, B, and then C. So in this scenario, technically, we are still in a bear market, even though we could go above $100,000. So ideally right here, I am definitely looking for a bigger push down here, below the recent lows, below 60,000. I still do think this area is going to get taken in the upcoming months. The only question is, are we going to go first up and then down, or simply right now potentially if we are already going to start breaking massively towards downside? So yeah, I am in a short in case we go right now lower, but yeah, only time will tell what actually happens next. I understand you're long at support levels, but when everything is signaling further downside, don't you think the probability of going up is way too low to trade? Good point here, but you're right now saying when everything is signaling further downside. I mean, everything. Like, if you look at the exponential moving averages, we are in an uptrend. Also, if you look like that right now, we are going to form quite a significant CME gap at approximately 73,600. This right here is also, if you look like that, pointing towards the upside and not towards downside. Sure, the Atlas is right now being bearish. I would definitely give you that. RSI, if you look like that, also right now being slightly more bearish. But the thing is, you don't always have everything is being bearish, everything is being bullish. You definitely usually have, let's just say, 60-40, 70-30. Percent of being bullish or bearish. But the thing is, if right now we go lower and we don't see a reaction right here, I would say, sure, lower targets are possible, even though we were getting right here bullish exponential moving averages and also bullish indications in terms of the higher CME gap at approximately 73,600. So that is why I know the level. I don't care right here if we are going to move up or if we are going to move down. I know one level is going to get hit. That being said, resistance or my area of support. If reaction here, I'm going to then fire another trade on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on XRP. Very, very simple. Let's see. Bro, why is this Solana so weak and lagging hard? Yeah, Solana for the past few weeks, it's not really doing that good. Of course, it is getting right here quite a significant push down. And my ultimate target for Solana, it is going to be at approximately $54 US. Right here, I do think it's going to be a beautiful support level, especially if Bitcoin does go lower. On the 2 hourly right here, we are just being in some kind of a range, very, very similar to Bitcoin. Yeah, sure, we haven't really gotten that big of a push up here. But the thing is, yeah, we are right now being in a range, and a lot of different altcoins at least are having a very similar price action. Also, for example, XRP, if you look like that, being in a range for a very long time. But the thing is also Solana, by the way, it is right now taking the liquidity below the recent low. Very similar to what is right now happening on XRP, but also we can do the exact same thing. From the high to the low here, back towards the high, one-to-one coming in at approximately $80 US. So I would say like that. If you're looking for long trades, I mean, value area low, one-to-one, also on Solana, it is going to come in at approximately $80.65 right here. So if Bitcoin does right here get a nice reaction back up, looking for a long, I still do think it's quite a good thing because, I mean, even if we are wrong here, we have a very clear invalidation level, very simple one, and the risk to reward of the trade can actually be a very nice one, right? That is why I'm not telling to you that looking for short trades where we are right now is that big, is that of a smart idea. I still do think long position at the support level, even if we are wrong, it is still going to be a much better option. Sure, we are not going to win every single trade, but at least we are trying to buy low, we are trying to sell high. And of course, this right here is usually the best strategy that you can be using. Buy low and sell high. Let's see. We go sell Bitcoin now with a stop loss. Not sure what this one means. After the price take the liquidity at 70,500 successfully, what do you wait for after? 1 hourly candle close? Usually, you want to see a very simple reaction. I mean, this is actually something that a lot of people ask me, bro, I'm not looking for anything crazy. All you need to do here is go, for example, on the 1 hourly, the 30-minute, maybe even on the 15-minute time frame, and then do see a candle close above the level or below the level. For example, you go right here with this one, the one that I actually traded right here. You can see on the 15-minute, I also think, yeah, no, on the 30 minutes, we got a slightly higher candle close, but on the 15-minute, we got a candle close very, very, yeah, it was slightly above the recent high, but nevertheless, when I saw the wick right here, that is why I then fired a short trade approximately at this area. But the thing is, you're looking for a candle close, ideally, below the recent high right here, or right now, if we go, for example, with this low, or the setup that I'm right now waiting for, is going to be a candle close on the 15-minute, 30-minute, maybe also on the 1 hourly above the recent low. The lower the time frame, the more aggressive you are, the better entry you can get, but of course the riskier it is. So if you're going to wait for the 30-minute candle close, very, very simple. You get, of course, a push down, reaction back up, candle closing above the recent low. That is exactly where you fire. So I'm not looking for anything crazy. Candle close, reaction right here, back towards the upside, bullish indication. Let's see if Bitcoin, for example, then it is going to bottom out and then continue higher. Bro, when do you think bearish market will end? We already talked about this one. Let's see. We are indeed in bearish lag. It's sell the bounce. Yeah, I have started accumulating swing shorts at highs. Exactly. I would definitely agree with you on this one. Looking for short positions at such major areas of resistances, it is a very nice thing. Because yesterday, for example, we were trading at a beautiful area of resistance. Very high probability we would get a rejection right here, and that is exactly what is right now happening. So our prediction, and of course also your prediction in this case, it is playing out beautifully. Very nice. 37,000 will be the bottom. Very interesting. Double bottom at 60,000. 37,000, bro. Okay, so 37,000. Let me see this, because I'm curious to hear why you think so. Why you think we are going to go to 37,000. Let me go maybe on the weekly. $37,000. That is going to be, let's see, 36, 37 right here. So that is going to be below this low. I do think that is kind of low, not gonna lie. I do think this area is very low. I do think this zone, 55,000, it's a better target, in my opinion. This one, I mean, again, I'm not saying it cannot happen, but like it seems kind of low to me. What if we go with Fibonacci? Let me just see something. I also don't think it is the golden Fibonacci ratio here. Never mind. Golden pocket is 34,000. Yeah, so it is slightly lower. What about this one? Yeah, okay. This golden pocket here, even better. No, personally, I prefer this level. 54,000 US dollar area. I do think it is the best level for us to target. Worst case scenario, maybe 50,000, let's just say. But I do think this area, it's just such a nice one that 37, sure, again, it can happen if we break this level. But yeah, I still do think that this area on Bitcoin right now, it is the biggest support level. That is why this right here is going to be my target. If we go with the 0.786, let me see this one. Okay, 39,000. This one is, yeah, okay, this one is definitely below this low. But I still do think trade from level to level, golden pocket, in my opinion, definitely going to be quite a nice support level. If, of course, right now we are going to start going much lower in the upcoming weeks. So, with that being said, thank you ever so much for watching today's live stream. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash up the like button right here, because 600 likes are definitely possible. Subscribe to the channel, because tomorrow I'm going to make another video, and probably you don't want to miss it. Also, if you want to trade with us, take advantage of the free bonuses right here with the second link down below. No KYC, no VPN. You register, you deposit, you're already going to get a beautiful bonus. But also, of course, if you want, you can join my free VIP Discord server. With it being said, thank you everyone for watching today's live stream. Of course, see you tomorrow, and right now, peace out.
Vitalik, clapping. Vitalik, impressed. Happy and clapping. Vitalik is impressed. Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping.